Hello and welcome to Hunter's Moon. I've been playing Guilty Gear Strive since it came out and I love it. The diverse character roster, deep combat, and smooth online play makes for an excellent fighting game. My main right now is Faust, and I think he's the perfect mix of wacky and creepy. Plus, I don't play zoner types that much. He's so fun to play that I really wanted to make this video. Here's my beginner's guide to Faust. Faust is an unorthodox zoner with some cool tools. He has long-range normals, unpredictable projectiles with his "what is this" special, and unique movement options. That being said, his moves can be a bit slow to come out at close range. Also, some of his moves can feel a bit awkward to use. Finally, you're at the mercy of your own RNG, meaning some of your moves can actually hurt you. Faust's standing punch is pretty basic, but useful. It comes out fast and creates distance between you and your opponent. Faust's kick is also fast and has better range. It's jump cancelable and hits airborne opponents. It's useful in combos in the corner. Faust's slash is a solid long-range poke, and up close there's a different version that you can combo into for more damage. Heavy slash has a shorter range, but you can press it again for a follow-up to throw your opponent. It's very good for counter hits. Crawl is an interesting form of movement that ducks and moves slowly. You can avoid certain moves and projectiles, so it's important to keep this in mind. Faust's air dash is pretty special in that it glides like Knuckles. You'll be able to stay in the air longer, setting up aerial options and dodging projectiles. Though you do have increased recovery, so be careful. His sweep is pretty basic, but his dust can actually deflect projectiles. His down punch is pretty similar to his stand punch, the only difference being his lower hitbox. Down kick has a surprisingly good vertical hitbox and will do multiple hits. Up close, it has an enhanced version for more damage. His down slash is a load that will rise upwards. It's best to use it after a close range slash. Down heavy slash is not only useful in combos, as also a decent poke since it has great range. Faust's jump punch is decently fast and has pretty good range, good to use when your opponent is close. His jump kick attack is pretty good and hits at a downward angle, and will keep your position in the air. For jump in approaches, you'll want to use jump slash. It hits at the same angle but has a longer range. Jump heavy slash is a great air-to-air poke with its monstrous range. Jump dust is probably his most useful air attack. It hits directly under Faust and will light your enemy on fire. Forward punch is your standard upper invincibility move. It hits really high up, so you'll be able to swat enemies out of the sky. Forward slash has amazing hitbox vertically and horizontally, but it's really slow on startup, and you can't combo into it normally. You'll need a wall, Roman cancel, or a counter hit to get this running. Jump down kick is, well, a dive kick. It closes the distance, but it's unsafe on hit. Unless it's a counter hit, use Roman cancel or his bomb attack to make it safe. What could this be is Faust's most interesting move. It tosses up a random item out of his shirt. Be warned though, as the other player can actually take one of your items to use against you. Bombs explode after a few seconds. You can smack them around like pool balls, but so can your opponent. Bombs will hurt anyone who's unlucky enough to get caught in the crossfire. The weight will cause a knockdown on anyone who's touching the ground. It will also count as damage if it hits you directly. Mini Faust is a small Cyberman-like critter that can back you up in a fight. If one's not enough, you can get the trumpet, and whoever touches it will have a small army of Mini Fausts that can attack the other player. The Afro is a pretty creative debuff. It will extend the hitbox whoever's wearing it, and you can even set it on fire. Donuts and bananas will heal whoever picks them up. The bananas will leave behind a peel as an extra stage hazard, so be careful. The hammer is an active hazard that bounces, which can throw off your opponent. Meteor is by far the best item Faust has. It has no drawbacks other than it being extremely rare. It'll just fill the screen with damage. Don't forget you can use Roman Cancel to slow down the descent of your items. Scarecrow is a teleport attack with 3 different options. The punch attack is same side. The kick attack is a cross up. And the slash attack is a fast overhead. Love is Faust Air Fireball. It's a good zoning tool, but be careful because it's slow to come out. Also, if you're too close to the explosion, you'll take damage as well. Mix is a great combo, mobility, and air-to-air tool. It will cause a knockdown on hit, though it's unsafe on block. Thrust is a long-range horizontal poke that nearly goes full screen. You can follow up with back to reel them in closer to you, and you can follow up again with slash to smack them away. Once again, great range, but slow on startup. Snip is a fast command grab that forces the Afro state. You have to be really close to get this, otherwise you'll whiff, and it'll be punished severely. The super version of What Could This Be throws a bunch of random projectiles at once. I like to think of it like Piccolo's Hellzone grenade. Not bad if you get the bombs, or the weight, or the meteor, but be warned, you're at the mercy of RNG. Bone Crushing Excitement, one of the few moves that actually has short range. You mostly use this in combos, since it does more damage that way, and the animation is just funny, especially with the afros. Faust is a long-range tactician that can switch between odd projectiles and oppressive melee attacks. As stated earlier, you don't want to play the keep away game forever, or risk losing your meter. Use jump in options like jump dust and jump slash. Try to use items as bait, especially the healing items. Use your longer range attacks like forward slash to punish their forward movement. If your opponent gets too close, use punch strings to create space. Use punch into forward punch or punch into down punch. You can Roman Cancel Scarecrow in order to set up an easy grab. Useful when your opponent starts reading your teleports. Use forward slash and forward punch in order to discourage jumping. That will set you up to use thrust, as their only option will be to run forward. If you want to see some high-level Faust play, I recommend players like Hook Gang God and Nage. Well, that's it for this video. If you have any other Faust tips, feel free to share them in the comment section. I'd love to hear them. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I hope we meet again in the emergency room.
Wow! Hole in one!
Wahoo! Yahoo!